I have this weird mirrored wall, but you can use any wall in your house that you'd like. For this pose and the other two poses, I'd like you to work with 1-minute holds and 5 out of 10 intensity. So take a very, very gentle approach. The reason I'm using the wall for this first pose is because I don't want you to tip over and I'd like you to have support. Here's what we'll do. Stand with your feet about as wide as your hips, but your hip pretty close to the wall. Turn your right foot, your front foot out at about a 45-degree angle, and then step back into a deep lunge with your left leg. Now your front foot is turned out. You can rest your knee or your hip into the wall or not. If you don't need the wall, that's okay as well. What we'll be stretching here is our psoas muscle. This is a weird muscle because it originates at your lower back, crosses your pelvis, and then attaches here on the inside of your femur, which means if this muscle's tight, it can put excess strain on your lower back. I'll start my clock, and then I'll show you what we'll do to get a better stretch. Left arm up, 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 up. Ear and arm in one line. I'll reach up if I can. I'll touch the wall and hold here. I'd like to feel a big, long stretch, but particularly down there in that weird psoas muscle, which should help to relieve pressure on my lower back. Good. Now do the same thing on the other side. Let's take a look at our second posture. This next pose is called a zombie crawl, and our goal is to create a little bit of axial extension, meaning decompressing our spine ever so slightly. Here's how you do it. Lie down on your belly. Your feet are about as wide as your hips. Really important, your toes are tucked under. Extend your arms out in front of you. Now the next step is really important. Start off by lifting your knees up off the ground by kicking back through your heels. Now lift your elbows off the ground. Stretch your fingertips as far forward as you can. Kick back through your heels as far as you can. Put your nose down on the ground. Hit a timer for 1 minute and stretch out your spine. And then release down, put your forehead on your forearms, and take a break. That's the zombie crawl. One more pose. For the next one, you'll need a chair. This final pose we'll do is called an L fold. We'll make our body into an L shape as we fold forward. Here's the situation. If you have lower back pain, very often this motion is what triggers the pain. At the same time, you need to open up the muscles along the backside of your body so that you can move more freely. But let's see if we can do it keeping our spine in a relatively neutral position. To do this next posture, you need a chair like I have, or a countertop, or like a kitchen table will work just fine as well. Let's start off with our feet about as wide as our hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Hinge at your hips. Keep your spine long and neutral. Place your hand on that chair, on the countertop or the tabletop that you might have. Drop your head so your ears are between your arms. Hit a timer for 1 minute, and let's hold here, breathing in and out through your nose. Good. Bend your knees more. Slowly roll your way all the way up to a standing position. So that's the L fold position. So we covered the standing psoas lunge. We did the zombie crawl. And then finally we finished up with this L fold.